been having breakthrough migraines every day for the last 5 or so days, which shouldn't be happening because I take a migraine medication that every day that has been effective, I would say 95% effective since October, after it got into my system. Very rarely I'll have a migraine, and when I do, when I try to rest or ice my head or eat something or take Tylenol, it passes and then I can get on with my day. But the last 5 days, they are just persistent. They don't go away, or they'll fade for half an hour and then come back. So I reached out to my neurologist. Hi, buddy. And he suggested, hey, baby. He suggested that I take 1,000 milligrams of Tylenol twice a day. It's not sitting well. For the next 5 days to try to reset the headaches. I really hope that works. I was kind of relieved that that was his suggestion because I thought he was going to want to change my medication or increase it or something like that. And I know that migraines do, I don't really know the science behind it, but it's kind of like a switch that gets turned on in your brain neurologically, the migraine setting. And sometimes when it gets switched on, your body can't really switch it off by itself, so it needs some sort of intervention. So the medication was that intervention for me, and it was working. And then somehow the switch got turned back on. Low-key, the day that we went driving was the first day of the recurring breakthrough migraines, so maybe that did it, but that would really be upsetting. Praying for this Tylenol. This is my on-the-go Tylenol bag. I just ordered some more because we're out. This is the heart monitor for my POTS study. I've got 3 electrodes attached to me. And basically this constantly tracks my heart rate, and when I experience an event, basically any uptick in symptoms, I have to mark it down. So that just happened when I got up from sitting down and then bent down to put the Tylenol away and then stood back up. I got palpitations and chest pain and shortness of breath. So I marked it down. It's my 4th event in the last 20 minutes. Which is kind of upsetting, honestly. I didn't realize it was that bad, but this is kind of a good exercise to really see the reality of my symptoms by tracking. So in the end, it's a good thing. Whenever I sit like this, by the way, sit on my feet, it's without a doubt I'm gonna have an event. We'll see. Let's see if it happens again. Also, it's a 4-day study. I'm about almost 1 day through. There it is. Oh. I click the event button and then I have to check off which symptoms I'm experiencing. So right there I was experiencing palpitations and head pressure, which is why I clicked other. And then I hit send if it wants to work. Okay, it's sent. When I was discharged from vestibular therapy, my vestibular therapist said to me, Michelle, you have to stop seeing yourself as a patient and get out there and live your life. I've given you the tools, you've come so far, go out there and live. At first I was but I am a patient. I still have all of these unanswered medical questions and I still don't feel 100%. Yes, I feel much improved from when I started vestibular therapy, which, if you don't know, vestibular therapy is
your inner ear system. It controls like your sense of like knowing where your body is in space. And that was damaged from the concussion. I had like near constant dizziness at some point, so she helped me tremendously with that, to the point where like I couldn't leave my apartment for a long time other than to go to vestibular therapy and physical therapy. So she was very much a proponent of like, go out, push yourself. You have the tools, you know the exercises, you know what to do if it starts to get bad again, and you can always come back if you need. Stop seeing yourself as a patient. So yeah, at first I was like, but what do you mean? Like, I am a patient. And I sat with it for like a couple of days, and then I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm gonna stop seeing myself as a patient. Like, this is miserable. Like, it's just a hard place to be in. And not that there's anything wrong with it, because sometimes you have no choice. But I think I was at a point where it was like, I was independent enough to be able to embrace that at that point, even though I still had the unanswered questions around POTS and other stuff that I didn't even talk about with her, like period issues and like gastro issues and stuff like that. When I tell you I ran with that full speed ahead of like, I'm no longer a patient, I'm gonna go out there and live my life, I'm leaving all of this misery behind, I fucking did hard. Probably a little bit too hard because I still haven't really taken the time to process what I went through. But I just wanted that freedom back so bad after a year and a half of my life being turned upside down. I was just so ready to break free and get out there and live and experience and adventure and not be held back by my body and by my conditions. And for a little while I was able to, with limitations. Obviously it's not like it was before. And even before I still had limitations, but not really so severe. Going to get POTS tested yesterday made me feel like a patient again. Yeah, just being there, sharing with them my symptoms and my story, seeing the concern on their faces, the immediate response of like the testing and treatment that needs to take place, test after test, being hooked up to all these different screens and machines and things like that. And now coming home and having this heart rate monitor with like, it's literally attached to me at all times. Yeah, I'm still a patient. And it's just feeling really scary to think of going back to that place. I know it's not going to look exactly the same. I know I have more resources now. I have the lived experience of going through the last year and a half to inform what's coming. So like, it's not the same, but it's still hard. I woke up today thinking about this because I was sleeping with it and I was worried the thing had died because the battery kind of sucks. And I was like, oh, last night I received the referral for the rheumatologist. Let me check that. Maybe I should schedule that now. Like literally as I opened my eyes in the morning. So that's what I did. And I looked up the rheumatologist that I was referred to, and he has terrible reviews. He had mixed reviews. Every other review was 5-star and 1-star, 5-star, 1-star. The 5 stars said he's excellent, he's great, he takes the time to listen, he's informative, he helped me with my issues, great. Every other one, the 1 stars, were please stay away from this dangerous doctor. He is dismissive, he will hurt you, he will not help you. One of them said, if you're hypermobile, do not see this doctor. Which is the reason I'm going to him, is because I'm hypermobile. Or the reason I was referred to him is because I'm hypermobile. And I already have imposter syndrome about every symptom and condition that I have, especially the ones around hypermobility and hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, because it is such a serious condition and it can be so debilitating for people, and I don't want to act like I have that if I don't. Like, if I do, it would definitely be on the more mild end because I don't have frequent dislocations, or like, just from the things that I hear about it, I'm like, this sounds more intense than what I experience, but maybe I'm just used to what I'm living with. Same thing with the POTS symptoms. Like, I thought it was normal. I thought I was exaggerating. And yesterday, looking in the doctor's eyes and the physician's assistant's eyes, she was like, let me write all this down. Like, we're sending you for tests immediately. So, like, could it be similar? I don't know. I've been flexible and double jointed since I was a kid. You know, I can like touch my thumb to my wrist and like bend my fingers back really far. The only like major injuries I've had have been dislocations and hyperextensions, but there haven't been many. And I do feel that I experience subluxations, especially in my knees, and I have chronic cervical issues. I've been to physical therapy multiple times for my neck. I have days where I wake up and can't move. I have jaw issues to the point where like it affects my teeth. I've needed like a root canal for it. Plus, I have all of the POTS-like symptoms. I also get migraines, even though that was like brought on by the concussion. So like these are all symptoms of EDS, and I still feel like, but probably not me, right? Like, I don't, it's the imposter syndrome of it. So in my mind, going to a doctor that has multiple reviews saying he is dismissive, and if you are hypermobile, don't see him. He will literally like try to bend all your joints and hurt you and dismiss you. I fear that that would only confirm all of my doubts and fears around, do I even really have this? Like, no, I don't want to take away from the people who really experience it. And also, we know rare chronic illnesses like POTS and EDS are commonly dismissed by doctors, and you're told you have anxiety, and so it's like, we know this. I know this, right? This is the thing. Like, yesterday was an anomaly, seeing a doctor who validated POTS symptoms and took it seriously. That's the exception right now, and it's horrible. So like, do I just need to go and see what happens? Can I ask for them to refer me to a different doctor? I don't know. Like, is that weird? Can I just seek out another rheumatologist that I find? Like, do I even need the referral? Probably. Or could I just ask my primary? Also, this guy, the rheumatologist, his first availability is May, and it's March 2nd right now. And his availability is the week of my 30th birthday. So it's like, do I really want to do that to myself? Do I really want to kick off turning 30 and all of the anxiety that comes with that for me, and all of the OCD that comes with that for me, with the ultimate you're a patient mindset, opening myself up to the possibility of getting a major diagnosis or a major dismissal of you're crazy and get out of my office as I turn 30, which has been a mindfuck for the last, honestly, year. I started thinking about turning 30 about a year ago. A year ago, right now, I was on a leave of absence for my post-concussion syndrome, and it was a really, really tough time. It was a really tough time. My neurologist at the time advised me to go home and don't do anything. Don't do anything that brings on your symptoms, physically or mentally. So I did nothing because everything brought on symptoms. And what happened was I became fully deconditioned physically and became depressed and was feeling really hopeless. My condition got worse, and I was just like home, doing nothing for weeks and fantasizing about how next May, when I'm turning 30, I'm not going to be feeling like this anymore. I'm going to go on a big trip and hike and explore and adventure, and it's going to be amazing. And now it's a year later, and that's not really an option right now. Even financially, I mean, it costs a lot to be sick. It costs a lot to exist as a human in 2024 and also sick. So that's not really an option. I'm still going to try to do something fun. Yeah, do I really want to subject myself to that the week I turn 30? No, I shouldn't. I shouldn't. I know myself. So yeah, I just woke up this morning thinking about that and like looking up that doctor and then remembering I'm starting to lose track of my appointments because I have a lot of tests. And I also have the appointment with my new gynecologist in April to talk about chronic pain. So it's like that's a whole other arm of like my existence. Like, do I have endometriosis or PCOS or hormone imbalance? What's going to come of that? Am I going to need surgery? Like, is that appointment going to be like the POTS appointment where they're like, no, this is serious, we need to like find out what's going on? Or is it going to be like, yeah, you're just a woman, it's probably fine, which that's been my experience for years. It's like I don't know what's worse at this point. And I'm starting to get that feeling again of like, does anyone like not go through this? Like, is this normal and I'm just kind of like having a hard time with it? Or are there people out there going through life like without health issues who just like go to their physical every year and everything's okay for the most part, and like and then they get to go home and just like live their life without all of this, without all of the stress, without all of the symptoms, without all of the appointments and trying to find the right doctors and trying to find the right answers and the tests and the bills and the limitations. It's like getting to that point where I forget what that was ever like, because it wasn't always like this for me. In fact, growing up, I was super fortunate to be very healthy. Like every year I remember going to my physical and them asking me questions. Do you have this? Do you experience this? And I would be like, nope, nope, nope. And they'd be like, wow, that's amazing. You're super healthy. Like, get on your way. And it was almost like, is there even a point to this? I mean, I was a kid. And now it's this. And it's like, is there a dimension where, is there a reality where that just keeps happening? You just get to like live? I just forget what that could even be like, or doubt if that's even real sometimes. All that to say, I'm feeling like a patient again. I don't know. Good morning. It is day 3 of my heart monitor study. I just got out of bed after charging this bad boy, and I'm gonna put these back on. So just figured I'd show that. The sites where they go are starting to get really irritated. These are like the stickers that hold the electrodes in place, and it's just like so itchy. Oh, I should go with my shirt. It's just like really itchy and irritated. And I'm kind of getting over it. Like, I just want this to be over. But I'm also really thankful for the access to this, and I'm hoping that it will give some answers. Also, when I woke up this morning, it said that, oh fuck. I almost got it wet, and if I break it, it's like $3,000. What was I saying? I lost it. Oh, when I woke up this morning, I looked at the app and the device to like make sure it didn't die overnight. This one hurts the most, actually. I feel like I have a bruise here from getting the ultrasound. Ouch. But it said overnight, one of the electrodes was disconnected. So I checked them all and they were connected just fine. I reconnected them and swirled them around and then it was fine. So I don't know, does that like affect the study? So let's resume it. Okay, how much time do we have left? 2 days, 3 hours? Halfway through. Yes.
fucking, thank God. I'm so ready to be done with this. It's time. I finished. I disconnect these things. Ouch. Unfortunately, the last day and a half, 2 days, it like kind of hasn't been working. It's been telling me the electrodes aren't fully connected, partial connection, and every time I try to reconnect them, nothing happens. Most of the time, nothing happens. So I'm really concerned that I'm gonna return this to the doctor today and they're gonna say, we didn't get enough data. You have to do this again. I really hope that doesn't happen. So I have to let this charge completely. The weird thing is it charges pretty quickly, but it also drains crazy quickly. And they said I have to bring it back in on a full charge. If it dies, it'll lose all the data from the last 4 days. Isn't that crazy? Even though this is like fully connected to an app on my phone that's tracking everything, like I don't know why that would be lost, but so I'm just gonna leave this plugged in until we go around 5, a couple hours from now. Let's take these things off. I don't know if I should go fast or slow. I went slow the first day and it was brutal, so I ripped it off the second day, and that didn't hurt in the moment, but it hurt for hours after that. Yesterday I did sort of like a medium speed. Maybe I'll do that again. Oof. Like this mark is from like 2 days ago. Maybe that's because I ripped it off. I don't know. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Okay. And this is the worst one under my rib. It's like literally bruised. Like you can see how dark it is. Ooh. I feel like this one I should just go fast because it's gonna hurt no matter what. Yeah, I have to rip it off. No, I don't know. Oh my god, this really hurt. Faster, slow, faster, slow. I feel like if I go fast, it's literally gonna rip my skin off. And if I go slow, it's gonna rip my skin off in slow motion. Okay, we're going slow, we're going medium, we're going medium. Okay. It's so gross. There she is. Oh my god, is it scabbing? The indentation is like deep. We did it.